Welcome, you have reached Imperial Reviews, and today's recap is from Season 3, Episode 5. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, let's get into it. So this episode was kind of filler, but pushing the story forward at the same time. So this episode, of course, starts back where Randall had the face cut up, and they brought him in the house. Mariella, of course, Christy was out in the woods with Jade and Kenny and the rest of the group trying to get food. Mariella was at the house where she was acting doctor. And, she already lost Nikki from the night before. And, well, same night, rather. And now Randall with the big cut face. So they brought him in the hospital. They asked her basically, what do you need? She needs something to stitch his face up. He's in a lot of pain. He came out. He's kind of in shock at the same time. And, of course, he blamed Boyd that he left him. And so, like I said in the last recap video, is that this is Randall, once he really come to, he's going to hold Boyd and mix stuff up and leave him to blame. Now, Boyd in the episode he said that he think that the Nightcrawlers, they did this so that when everybody see Randall, it's a reminder of what can happen to them at night, so they could keep fearing him. Now, from there, the next day, Randall was at the clinic with Mariella, and Christy and Kenny and Jade came in with Christy, of course, injured from the bear trap. Brought her in, Mariella, of course, consoling her girlfriend. And they had this little conversation, and Mariella basically told Christy, don't worry about her. She's the wounded one. Just let her handle what she need to handle. So meanwhile, the town knows that Tabitha's back. They want to have a big meeting. They got a lot of questions. So Donna, she has a conversation with Victor's dad, pretty much saying he ain't seen his son since he was a little kid, so he want to make an impact. Look, dressed to impress. Donna said there's some clothes upstairs, so when she went downstairs, Victor came in because him and Sarah's on their way to try to find a way that they could help the town. So when Sarah came in, everybody looking at her weird, so she said, I'm going to wait outside. Meanwhile, Donna pulled Victor to the side, pretty much told him his dad is upstairs. He said, no way. He didn't believe her, but she said, yes, he's really upstairs. And so he ran off. And when he ran off, Sarah ran after him, pretty much telling him, having a dialogue, like, Victor's thought is he's remembering me as the little kid. I'm a grown man now, and then he had doubts that his dad would still love him and stuff like that. Meanwhile, the dad had a conversation with Donna. He had a similar thing that he didn't fight for his family. He stopped believing that his family was alive, and this whole time his son was here by himself. So it was sentimental for that. Then you had Tabitha at home with Jim and Ethan, and Jade comes in, pretty much said, hey, we need to forget what the town is doing. We need to go back to that tree, see if we get some answers. Jim is pretty much like, listen, the kids need you. We can't have you going back out again. And so Ethan was like, I want to go with you. I want to help. And Jim was like, nah, Ethan's not going with you. So they showed up to the town meeting at the diner, and everybody got questions. Tabitha finally showed up. Now the group is upset right now. So they're asking Tabitha, well, what you do when Tabitha, now we know Tabitha ended up in Maine. So they asking her, what did you do when she gave them her story. So they saying you didn't tell the cops and you didn't get people out there to tell them that, what you experienced. And she said, I didn't, because I didn't think they'd believe me. They'd think I was crazy. They're like, I did tell one person, I told Victor's dad, but they was like, no, you should have went harder. Like, you don't know if they wouldn't have told you or not. So everybody's pointing the finger. Donna, Fatima, or Fatima, however you want to pronounce it, and they're upset. And then Ellis and Fatima was, or Fatima rather, was rallying up the group, and the group was getting hostile. So one of the people was Dale, and Dale was like, well, pretty much like he was one of the more outspoken ones, and basically said I would have did more, and I would have tried to find a way to get some help to get people back, get people saved or whatever. So it went from there, and Boyd is feeling the pressure of nobody in the group was supporting him. He's trying to keep people alive. So he was upset with Ellis that Ellis and Fatima was in there rallying the group, and that's his son. He was supposed to, like, you didn't back me. So the bus driver seen Boyd looking at the bus and pretty much said she apologized for not backing him. Going forward, she will back him. So Tabitha left the meeting, and Tabitha pretty much told Jim, we need to go to the tree with Jade. So that's where Tabitha and Jade. Meanwhile, back at the house, Elgin and Julie went there. She had some visions of when Fatima told her, looking out the sky, if you got nightmares, if you go high enough, the nightmares to subside. And so Elgin, he was going through him seeing dead people, seeing a dead woman, is asking for his help. So they find some a Polaroid camera in the basement and some old 80s clothes, and they pretty much put them on, and they're roughly around the same age, and they would just enjoy each other's company, and they was high, they smoked some weed. So that was their plot for the episode. And so Jade and Tabitha made it to the tree, and of course we know the tree is a portal, but like Boyd was telling the group, hey, you could go through that tree, but you don't know where you're going to end up. And he said, when I went through the tree, I ended up in a chimney underneath the ground. So you don't know where you're going to end up. So Dale came out there and said, oh, this is the tree, yeah? And they said, yeah, but we don't know where, we won't advise you to go through there. Dale pretty much was like, man, listen, I'm going through here and you'll be thanking me later. And he like, somebody got to try. So while Boyd was talking to before I get to that point, Victor was talking with Sarah, and Victor's dad met up with Tabitha and Jim's son, and pretty much said, hey, he said, that's my best friend. He said, yeah, your mom told me and talked about how close you and Victor was. And they was walking, and as they was walking, Victor and Sarah was walking back into town, and then they met up. And it was like, of course, a sentimental moment. Victor and his dad met up. They embraced each other, and they both cried. And Victor was telling his dad pretty much, I couldn't find my way back home. And he was like, don't worry about it. And then after that, fast forward, the episode pretty much ended with Dale going through the tree, and then the town people, Boyd was off talking to the bus driver when the town was like shocked and like murmuring and making noise. Boyd rushed to see what they were saying. Now, the interesting part was when Victor's dad was walking in the town, he seen a sign that says motel. And he was like, well, where's the motel at? And then he said, well, it said it got a pool. Where's the pool? So that was just like a foreshadow when he said that, because when people was hearing something, Dale went through the tree and he came out in the wall of the pool. And he was just stuck. Part of his face was coming out, part of his hands was coming out, and part of his leg was coming out, but the rest was stuck in the brick and the cement and everything like that. So Boyd jumped down, and then what Boyd was about to do was just shoot him and kill him, put him out if he was in pain, put him out of his misery. or whatever, but he died. And so when he died, Boy pretty much yelled at the group and said, listen, who's next? Who's going to be next? Who's going to be the next person that's going to try? He said, can't y'all see I'm pretty much trying to keep you all alive. You think I want to do this? You think I want to be the one? And then right at that moment, Donna walked up. You know, she was close to Dale. And, you know, that kind of hit hard. So Boy kind of fell back. And that was the episode. So it was not much went on, but a little bit to push the story forward. Overall, okay episode. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next time.